Hey everyone, it's me, Sleek Kirby6472, and I wanted to go over something that I didn't want to cover, but now I have to. As in the comment section for one of Lemmy's videos, I came across someone who was a real jerk in the comment I left on the video, and went to great lengths just to troll everyone. The comment is now deleted, so you can't reply to it, but I took screenshots of all of the replies and studied them carefully for any evidence I could find. Which means, yes, I ended up making a video out of something as minor as a comment and used my voice, which I barely do. No, I am not sure why I felt the need to do this. In case you're wondering why I felt the need to clarify that I was using my voice, it's because, unlike my usual thing, I did not use a text-to-speech voice. It's because I did not fit the more serious tone that such a thing would lead into. And in case that wasn't enough proof, I wanted to actually be a professional for this video and not take the easy way out with a text-to-speech voice like I usually do.
What are we waiting for?
Let's start off with a bit of context so you know what was going on. On October 2, 2024, Lemmy released a video talking about a certain game I can't say the name of because a user going by the name of Killvoid would get mad at me for it. If you want to know what game I'm talking about, think Minus Elevation, but with cartoon characters. But anyway, in Lemmy's video, he goes over some dark things going on behind the scenes, which when I saw it left me shattered. I left a comment on the video stating how some of the joy in playing it has vanished into darkness and it got surprisingly popular. On top of the high amount of likes it got, it also sparked some people to reply to it. Some sided with me, some just spitted straight facts, some mentioned how it isn't the worst situation, and some straight up warn others not to play the game so they don't support the makers of the game. The last one was from Killvoid, but I'll get to that user later. But with all good in the replies, there would inevitably be someone who decided to be a troll. Egghead2, also known as Egghead2SEM, is a YouTuber that joined in December 28, 2019, and his most recent activity on his channel was a short he made in June 15, 2024. On top of Bed Wars content, he would also do meme videos. His content can be funny for some people out there, but his most popular video was back in 2021, and it was a guide to some dodo birds in a lobby for a game that I couldn't find the name of. But based off his content history, I am going to go ahead and assume it's a Bed Wars Roblox game. It's nothing too out of the ordinary, and if that were it, then this video wouldn't exist. But even though he wasn't that bad of a person in any of his videos, things would not stay that way. In the comments section of Lemmy's video, he appeared as the 10th reply to my comment and said, "Lol, okay," which seems like an odd reply for something with high stakes, but nothing that would suspect foul play at first glance. But immediately afterward, he replied, "You probably have too for playing a trash kids game in a kids game." Now, upon saying that, you'd think that he would have evidence to back his claim up. Maybe put it in one of his replies? No! He gives no evidence to what he just said. And even then, the excuse he gave is a terrible one because not only is the game that the video was about not a bad game, but playing a bad kids game on Roblox does not make you a... I immediately said no in response, and he tried to salvage the claim, but I hit him with another no. And a user going by the name of Muffin Roblox, also known as Fluffy Muffiny, stated that she was 12, so she couldn't be 1. Also, no, I have made no replies to her in case anyone is wondering. I left her alone throughout the whole thing. Anyway, I immediately blocked Egghead2 after the second no and made a PSA reply to everyone to teach them that playing a trash kids game is not a valid excuse to call someone a and to make sure that you have valid evidence before you call someone a Honestly, the whole reply not being readable is on me. When I got this screenshot for the photo evidence, I completely forgot to click the read more in the PSA replies I left on the comment and deleted it before it crossed my mind. So if you can't read it, that's my fault. But anyway, after the first PSA reply, you'd think that Egghead 2 would get the memo and stop, right? Well, no. As when he replied again, things escalated. Sometime after I made the first PSA reply, Egghead2 replied to my comment again and said, "The fact that you had to say all that over my comment proves your which I don't know what he was on about, but this is actually false. I said that because he tried to call me a pred over playing a bad game for kids on Roblox and didn't supply any evidence to back him up. And I was only telling people a valuable lesson to have proper evidence and to not use playing a bad kids game on Roblox as an excuse to call someone a pro. And just like when he first accused me, he did not supply any evidence to back his claim up, which proves that he has not learned anything or improved when I made that PSA reply. Annoyed, I told him to leave me alone and called him out for it, though I phrased it as "get out," which I'll admit was a stupid thing for me to say, even though I was angry at him. In response, I made a second PSA reply mentioning what he did and mentioning deleting the reply and making a video out of it if I get falsely accused of being a one more time. I don't know, this PSA reply was more forgotten than the first, and not clicking the read more thing was a really bad call on my part. So, if someone read it and remembered what it said, leave a comment about it and I will post something about it in the description. But anyway, the next day I was out with someone and while we were getting lunch, I checked my phone and he replied again. Now, you'd think that after the second PSA reply, you'd think he would have learned his lesson by now, right? Maybe owned up to his mistakes and apologize? Nope. Egghead2 just made a reply completely random and poked fun at me, saying that he saw me and crashed out. This, however, was my final straw, as I had enough with trying to reason with him, and once I got home, I took screenshots of the entire thing before deleting the comment so he couldn't get the last laugh. Not my most noble move, but with how he was acting towards me, I had no choice but to put my foot down. Okay, now for the part where I show that Egghead 2 is lying and prove my innocence. For this part, I will only focus on my actions on YouTube. Discord I only used for chat in the fan game Sonic Battle R and in DuongTube's Discord server, which were nothing that would spark controversy, and once I got the new monitor, I stopped using the site, and on my Twitter account, or X if you prefer the new name, I only had 5 replies, or posts, whatever you want to call them, and then I stopped using it completely. All others I either didn't post anything on, or do not have anything of note. I may have been cringy when I first started my YouTube channel, but that's because when I started, I was only 13, which was when I was a teenager. But even then, I still shied away from anything that would raise the eyebrows. As I got older, I still showed some level of self-restraint from anything that would raise suspicion on anyone's videos in the comment section. Even on accounts that no longer post videos, I either made random meme-worthy comments or just made random jokes. And even to this day, I still shied away from anything that would be considered evil. Even when I am commenting on Snowcat Amy, Pete the Kitty Starfall Sonic, or Anxieties content, they raised no eyebrows on me, and the last one even said, "That's ridiculous, you're not a when I told him this." which is solid proof that when I am around minors on YouTube, I do not do any actions that would prove that I am a like Egghead2 states. Even though Roblox drama is starting to get stale at this rate because of what goes on this year, Egghead2 tried to expose me for being a but failed and exposed himself as a liar. Now, I do not condone bullying, so please do not use this video as an excuse to go out of your way and bully, attack, or harass Egghead2. What you should do is just block him and unsubscribe from him if you want to. Go there. Even though he did lie, he does not deserve to be bombarded with hate for what he tried to do to me, since not only would you make the situation worse, but when you do that, you're fighting fire with fire, which doesn't work. You need to fight fire with water if you want to stop internet wars completely. Now, I would just end the video here and then, but there's one more thing I want to talk about. Now, remember the comments from Killvoid I stated from earlier? Well, she said that by just playing the game, even if you don't buy any game passes, you would be supporting the game makers. And the user's half right. This is because while game makers on Roblox can earn money from other players just playing their games through Roblox's engagement-based payouts, it only works on premium players. Non-premium players are able to play the game without supporting, so long as they don't buy any game passes. And even then, you can't tell the internet what to do because they can just choose to ignore you and play the game anyway. So, in a way, this user says that by just playing Roblox games, you're supporting developers, which is true for premium users, but false for people who don't have premium. It doesn't show that she's a bad user, but it's something that I wanted to correct. So, after having gone through my side of the story, explaining everything with my real voice about how I was falsely accused and how I was innocent, what did we learn from all this? Well, 1. You shouldn't use someone playing a bad kids game on Roblox as an excuse to call someone a 2. A bad excuse could potentially expose you as a liar. 3. Having valid evidence of someone can help prove your point. 4. When someone is teaching you a life lesson, either from a video or through a reply, ignoring it is one of the worst things you can do. 5. You only support Roblox game developers by just playing their games if you have premium, since without it, the only way to support them is to buy their game passes. And 6, and most importantly, being nice and stray away from suspicious behavior offline or online can pay off, especially around minors. I hope you guys learned something, and if you enjoyed or hated the video, let me know with a like or dislike, and just in case someone missed something, I had the in-game language set to Japanese for the footage in the background. I plan to make another video on a Roblox game with the language set to Japanese before I let you guys vote on if I should do more Roblox games with the language set to Japanese. Anyways, I gotta go now. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.